Hello everyone, this is Anna from the Dunkelgrün podcast and welcome to a new video in the Fiber Science series. Today I would like to share an experiment with you, and it is about making your own natural wool wash. After the last video, which was about wool wash, I have received a comment from a lovely viewer who is making her own wool wash using ivy leaves. And I got super curious about that. I knew before that it was possible to use ivy leaves as a washing detergents for washing your clothes, even in the washing machine. But I didn't know that they also make a good wool wash. And what I would like to do today is test that out, and I'm going to take you with me on this journey, and in the end we are going to see how it worked. So I have chosen a shawl of mine which will need a good wash for sure. This is the Lonely Tree shawl by Sylvia McFadden, and it is knit out of Malabrigo Rios, which is a superwash merino yarn. I have knit this already more than 2 years ago and I have actually never washed it. I don't wash my woolen garments so often, especially a shawl which is just worn around the neck. It does not get so dirty. I often hang it outside a bit to vent, but this one I think could use a good reblocking, and also after 2 years I think it might be nice to wash it. And as a detergent I have prepared those ivy leaves here, which I just went out to collect freshly in my neighborhood. They are the common ivy or also the European ivy. Alright, so let's get started. I am using 10 fresh ivy leaves in a glass jar. Then I cover the leaves with about 500 milliliters of boiling water. Now I wait for 1 hour to extract the ingredients and let the water cool. Now I close the jar and shake the mixture. You can see the foam forming, which indicates the presence of saponins, the natural detergents from the ivy leaves. Note that this infusion should not be ingested, so keep it out of the reach of children and treat it just like you would treat other detergents or cleaning products. Just like with normal wool washes, I prepare a bath of water about 30 degrees Celsius and I strain my ivy tea into it. For a nice smell, I add a couple drops of lavender essential oil. Now I just put my wool shawl in like I would normally do. And I let it soak for 15 minutes. And then I rinse it twice with fresh water. After rinsing and squeezing out the water, I roll my shawl into a towel. Press the towel to get rid of as much excess moisture as possible. And then I block my shawl, with the help of my cat, obviously. There is just no blocking without a cat around. So here is my shawl, washed and dried, and it smells really nice from the lavender oil that I put into the wool wash, and I think it turned out really well. I have the feeling that this wool wash really worked. It feels nice and soft and airy, and I'm really happy with the result. So how does this work? Why can we use ivy leaves to wash clothes or even wool? In order to be a detergent, a substance needs two parts: a polar or hydrophilic water-loving part and an apolar or lipophilic fat-loving part. The hydrophilic part is going to interact with the water, because water obviously is very polar. The lipophilic part is the one that is dissolving the dirt, like grease or fat, which would normally not dissolve in water. Ivy leaves contain chemical compounds called saponins, which are amphiphiles, which means they contain both a hydrophilic and a lipophilic part in their structure. Here I am showing you the structure of hedera saponin B, one of the saponins contained in ivy leaves. And the hydrophilic part, which makes it water soluble, is marked in blue, while the lipophilic part, which makes it able to dissolve dirt and grease, is marked in green. Just like all plants, ivy leaves contain many, probably thousands of other chemical compounds, and many of them are also going to dissolve into the water. One example is chlorogenic acid, which is a compound that is known to occur in coffee beans. As the name says, it is an acid, and this even might be the reason why the ivy leaf tea is slightly acidic. I measured the pH of my ivy extract and it was at 5, so it is just slightly acidic. Remember, pH lower than 7 means acidic. And the pH of 5 is actually the perfect value for conditioning wool, since the acid moieties in the protein fibers will be protonated. And this helps with the wool's natural antistatic properties. It might be the reason why the wool gets so nice and soft after being washed with the ivy leaf extract. There are, by the way, also other plants which contain a lot of saponins, like for example the horse chestnut. And maybe I will try washing wool with horse chestnuts as well, but I just have to wait until autumn comes around because those are only available to us here during the autumn months. Below the video you will find a link to my blog post for this video, in which I collect some more information and some links to scientific papers which I have found on the chemicals contained in ivy leaves. So my conclusion is I am really happy with the result. I think I'm going to use ivy leaves again for washing my wool, and next time I will try also to use it on non-superwash wool. Thank you for watching, and I hope you get inspired to try out this really easy recipe yourself and have fun with your hand knits. Bye! Ivy leaves contain chemical called